Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to a run of Rule the Waves 2 as the US. It is now 1939, so historically quite an interesting year, so to say. We have been in war against the UK. It was a little bit inconclusive. Overall, I've been pondering a little bit here in the almanac, and I do see that the enemy does have significantly better, well, ships, or significantly more heavy ships compared to us, whereas we do have more carriers, specifically now with our four main carriers, including the Lubang class. That was the latest one that we've got, named after one of our first carrier battles in close to the Philippines, basically after the island of Lubang, which is around here, this one. Right, and the Biscay off the Bay of Biscay, where we also won a big battle. That being said, we do have quite a bit of money left, and I've been thinking about what we could do with that. Do we want to build up a new battle cruiser? Do we want to build a new battleship? Do we want to design another carrier already? And I think what we might actually want to do is rebuild our ships over here and give them better main guns. I think that would be a very good choice for us that we could support over here. In terms of our battleships, nothing else really stands out to me. We do have very little weight remaining. We could go down with the secondary caliber guns. That might not be the worst decision. Maybe go down like this, get dual purpose guns. I think that would be rather expensive, but maybe it's not the worst that we could do over here. So we've got 20 of these things. When rebuilding ships, you can install but only in single mans. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, that does make that a little bit redundant. Okay. Nevertheless, I think just better 16-inch guns would be a very nice and worthwhile addition over here. And we can also dial up a little bit on our AA. That certainly is no big issue. So yeah, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be 4 million for the refit of a single California class, but I think that's fine. There we go. Yes, let's rebuild that. And let's take these guys in for a build as well. Yeah, there we go. 2 ships being taken in for rebuild. Of course, now we are losing money at a terrifying pace, actually. But that should be okay, because we can have a look at some of our other things over here. And specifically, I think the Barry class here, which is active on the East Coast. We can put you in reserve. That does save a little bit of money. Not too much actually, but still it's fine. And this is not going to take that long, so I think we'll be alright over there. A sudden slump in the economy, oh dear God, has led to widespread unemployment and poverty, as well as cutbacks in military spending. So what do we want to do? Less budget, less budget, less budget. I think less budget, more prestige, but more tensions is absolutely fine for us. Yeah, so more tensions with the Germans. We do have funding for 5 turns. In 3 turns we're going to get the Tsingtao built up. A light cruiser, so that's okay. I think we can certainly live with that. So next turn it is. Lubang has finished its working up. And we've got the new fighter, so that's very lovely. Because the Martin C over here is not quite as good as this one. This has much more firepower, more maneuverability. Not quite as tough, but it's also faster, so yeah, I very much appreciate having that online. Biscay has also finished her working up. We are certainly gonna go for the increased tensions. Unexpected advances in ship design, very nice. Coordinated airstrike management is also there, so that's good to see. And we've got a new float plane scout, so we did ask for a new float plane scout. Ours is more than 10 years old, look at that. And we just wanted it to have more range, so it can do better reconnaissance and ideally some better speed, so that we can go ahead with that a little bit more. Right, so all in all of these ships, all of these proposals do have that requirement, but I think what we'd probably want to do then is focus on the highest range, which is you. You're not quite as maneuverable, you're not quite as tough, but still the range is just so much better. It's significantly better, and the speed is pretty good too, so yes. The Douglas Devastator is going to be our new float plane. Well, and here we are with another proposal for a new float plane, and that I don't think is worthwhile. It's a little bit worse than what we've got already. So here we are, high tensions again with the Soviet Union and with the Germans. Interesting. We have enough money for 3 turns. Well, the Tunis is going to come online soon, so yeah, I think that's nice. Tsingtao is commissioned, lovely. The steel industry. Yeah. I like the steel industry. A dive bomber as a private venture. So we have currently the Boeing Air Cobra, whatever that it's called that way. We could get this one. It would be, the reliability of this one is average, basically the same payload, toughness, maneuverability is slightly better, slightly less firepower. That doesn't really matter to me. What does matter to me is the range and the speed. So yes, we're gonna we're gonna have that. You're being re-equipped. Oh, I should mention, I've assigned air groups to our new carriers. So on the Lubang and Biscay we now have 40 fighters. A couple of these squadrons do come from other places, but more on that in a second. And basically either 40, well, round about 40 dive bombers and 20 torpedo bombers, or the other way around on the yeah. So you can basically see one of these is switched around, because I didn't know yet whether dive bombers or torpedo bombers are going to be better, but this way I think we will be alright. Other than that, we have just briefly adjusted a couple of things on some of these bases that are a little bit further away. We have basically withdrawn a couple of our fighters from most of these bases that aren't exactly going to face off against enemy aircraft. For example, San Francisco, where we only have float planes now. Right, that's okay. I think we should also think about the redesigning the Raleigh class. And what I would like here is to get dual purpose guns on the main guns, because that will allow us to provide a lot more AA power, and that should be lovely. We can get rid of the seaplane and thereby save a little bit of weight. All of this is still fine to me, and this isn't going to be that expensive, so I think this is a very good good change here. So yeah, let's save that. Oh, okay. Oh well, yeah. Okay, that does make sense. It's a little bit unfortunate, but still perfectly fine. So yeah, we're not going to redesign them. We have enough issue with our money as is. German destroyer, 34 knots, 8 torpedo tubes. Ours are somewhat similar. 8 torpedo tubes, 34 knots, yeah. Advanced centerline torpedo mount. Centerline torpedo tubes are allowed on ships of up to 7,000 tons. So that's interesting, because that potentially does allow us to do centerline mounts on these types of light cruisers instead of putting them on the side, where we basically need twice as many. Well, interesting. 3 more turns till we get the California, so I think in that regard we can have a look at the Lexington class as well. Do a similar thing over here, get these guys to be better main gun quality. We could also try to do dual purpose secondary guns and simply get rid of the single aircraft to match the weight. Yeah, I think this is a good design. So again, much better AA power. Gonna put up a little bit in terms of AA capabilities over here. That should be fine. Well, it's a little bit overweight. Let's leave a little bit of a wiggle room in there. That should be fine. Yeah, so much better AA power, much better normal guns, very expensive rebuild, but that's fine. Yeah, and let's go ahead and rebuild this guy. I only have money for 2 turns, but in 3 turns these guys are gonna finish up, so that's, I think, is fine. Internal upheaval in Borneo. I think we want to increase tensions again against Japan. And here we are with a new fighter development. That's interesting, because we've just actually switched out our fighter developments, and these guys, what are they offering us, has less firepower, a little bit more toughness, better range, but I think that's okay. We don't actually need that, so that's okay. Right, losing 3 million. And tensions against Germany are high. I don't actually want to go against in war against Germany. Don't think we can even invade them. Oh well, we might be. So yeah, we could get some of the Baltic countries. That would be kind of lovely, wouldn't it? Tsingtao has finished their working up. Italy does want to buy something. Well, tensions with Italy are not actually that high. And you know what? At this time, I'm gonna allow that. Here we are with the new medium bomber. So ours is 5 years old. Much better speed. Worse range. Better payload. Can carry torpedoes. It's a little bit tougher, it's more maneuverable. Firepower is basically the same. Given the better speed and the better payload, I think it's worthwhile. Okay. Losing about 3 million over here. We are building up a couple of our bases. Norway, basically, Tunisia, and Kichaug Bay. We only have one submarine. You know what? We might as well scrap that. Just one more turn until all of these guys are finished up, so should be okay. There we are. Advanced Anti-Aircraft Director. That improves effectiveness. That's very, very good for us. And lovely indeed. We have a lot of money in the bank now, so that does allow us to reconstruct this guy as well. Get you the better guns, and that should be lovely. Actually making about 4 million a turn now. Do we want to refit the Arizona class? No, sorry. Open the design for rebuild. It has 15-inch guns. I don't think 15-inch guns are that useful anymore. We have dual purpose 4 caliber. That's okay. This is a little bit weird. You could get a little bit more in terms of AA. Do we have better 15 caliber guns? We don't even have that. So no, there's no point in refitting the Arizona class at this moment. And then we've got the Tunis classes here. So you are in the active. Let's send you to foreign station. That's okay. Then these guys here, the Cleveland classes. You don't really need to be on foreign station anymore. Let's put you to active fleet. And then we're going to move you towards the west coast. You and you as well. And that's okay. So basically our Tunis class light cruisers are now doing that job, and they're fairly well suited at that. They do have some compartments for that sort of thing. So is it maybe time to pull a couple of you guys into reserve? I wonder. Yeah, let's go ahead with this. We are earning money, but I don't know whether it's time to redesign another aircraft already. Firepower only 2. New Italian ship, destroyer, 6-inch guns. 6-inch guns, interesting. 35 tons, so they are a little bit faster than we are. Higgins boats. I don't know what Higgins boats are. That's going to be interesting to find out. Right. So one more turn till we get the Stavanger. Battle cruisers are going to finish in about 4 to 7 months. So yeah, that does really put the question of whether our light cruisers are up for the job anymore. So I would like to give you dual purpose guns, but we only get them in turrets of 2. So if we were to design a new ship, it would sort of look like this, wouldn't it? We can clear all these mounts because we could give you center lines with the mounts instead. Let's give you torpedo reloads. Oh, 7,000 tons? Okay, yes. This would be somewhat viable. Slightly overweight. Seaplane angle, let's drop that. So this would be a decent ship actually. Would have a lot of AA power. And some torpedo tubes. Could reload those torpedo tubes. Would carry quite a bit of mines. Torpedo defenses are somewhat less than good, but overall it would be good to get a ship like this at the very least. Secondary guns are very nice as well. Could we get another turret? Let's say a center line, somewhat center line. Port wing, forward center line. Aft center lines superimposed. I don't think I don't think superimposed does mean that you could fire. No, you could just fire off to the side. Well, our current runs do have 11 6-inch guns. This one would only have 10. But they would be dual purpose. And that would add a lot of AA firepower, I assume. Well, the weight is a bit of an issue though. Could go down with the... could drop the mines entirely. Still 85. Yeah, but it's also... this would work, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that that is a brilliant design. Stahlwagen is commissioned. That's lovely to see. Germany appears to consider, well, we should condemn that and prepare for war against Germany. Early search, radar, lovely. Okay, we are going to mobilize all of our forces, yes. Indeed, we do have 8 million left in the bank, and that is going to increase in the next coming of months. So, sorry, we're running a surplus even of 8 million, so indeed we do need to think about what we can do. Let's open the design of the destroyers. So dual purpose, a lot of guns, superimposed, aft superimposed double turret, yes, that does work. Insufficient top place, yeah. Weight is an issue, considerably overweight. It's not the rounds per gun though. Well, maybe drop the secondary guns entirely. Yeah, that one. This looks nice, doesn't it? Let's up the tonnage a little bit. Maybe go for a little bit more speed. This is a dramatic. This is 100 tons. It's 5% just for that increase. Would this be legal? Yeah, it would. Could we actually go higher? Well, other than that, it's seriously overweight. We could. If we drop the last turret here, this would be fine, wouldn't it? Interesting. So the same speed. Same speed. We do have K-guns, we do have minesweeping gear. If we get rid of the minesweeping gear. Looks like a decent design, doesn't it? Considerably overweight. If we go up here a little, 2,300, slightly overweight. Slightly overweight. God damn it. Yeah, these fast ships, it's extremely hard for them to... It's almost a light cruiser, I feel. At 2,500 tons, well, it's much less expensive though. And it would be able to support adjacent ships by quite a bit. And I mean, these guys can actually penetrate quite a bit of armor as well. Torpedo reloads. Okay, you know what? Let's save that. It's going to take 1 month, and I think at that point we're going to be in war against the Germans. Fleet tactics improved. Okay, that's nice. Increases maximum carrier size. That's important, but French have a faster. Yeah, let's go to the build screen. It would cost us about, well, I think we can build about 10 at the same time then. 14 months, that's a long time, but it's fine. We are still earning money, so that's good to see. Could go to doctrine, we could go for gunnery practice or something like that. But I don't think it's that such priority. None of our ships are considered obsolete at this moment, so you know what, that's fine as well. Your ASW capabilities are very good. That's also important because we are seeing that the enemies are using Higgins boats. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Use of a dive bomber. It's faster. It doesn't really need to be faster. We do have quite a couple of air groups now, so float plane scout, you're being developed. You'll soon be considered obsolete, I guess. Average poor. Flying boat. We should really rethink our flying boats then. Fighters. You also have a poor reliability. That's a little bit unfortunate. I would love you to be a little bit stronger. And the flying boats are our main scouts, actually. Right, let's see. Stavanger finished working up. Constitution. Curb our naval spending. No, 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 no. And I think that's going to be the war against them. Oh, better torpedo bombers. Always appreciated. Better speed, so pretty much... Ooh, significantly improved range. And toughness. Lovely. Of course I'm going to say yes. No war against the Germans yet, but soon, very soon. Lexington, 3 months till you're being repaired. Everyone's still on concrete level. So, yeah, you know what? I think it's time for a new carrier. We're going to start with the Lubang design. So let's open this design for... No. Sorry, not a rebuild. Let's simply open that design. All in all, I'm happy with this. It has an air capacity of 99. It does have catapults. It does have a little bit of armor. It does have decent guns to fight off enemy aircraft. So we wouldn't actually need to change it by a very significant amount. But I think what I would like to do is actually give you a little bit of armor over here. And I think 2 inches would be great so that we're not suffering from splinter damage. And that is an impressive additional amount of weight on these types of carriers. So yeah, we'll need to definitely adjust a couple of things here. Most specifically, I think the weight. So we just have to dial this up by a very significant amount. So instead of 34,000, we are now 9,000 more. Have 9,000 tons more. But you know what? I think it's still a good choice. So let's do this. Let's dial up the AA to keep up with that. Other than that, though, I don't think we do need to change that many things. Torpedo defenses, we can't dial that up. Speed, I think a speed of 30 is fine. We might want to go for medium and 1 notch up here. So right now we're at 124 million. 25 million. How much is this? It's basically 1 million more. 1% more for one not oh. Okay. Well, we are limited to 43,000, so yeah, we basically can't change that. Okay, this way it would be all okay. Well, could we maybe drop some ammo? I don't think so. Yeah, no. Seems pretty fine to me. Maybe flight deck armor a little bit more? Nope. Not a possibility. Could armor the turrets a little bit less. And the flight deck a little bit more. Could go with a little bit less belt armor. Yeah, I think this is a decent design. Let's suggest a name. Ranger. I don't like Ranger. What was the name of the battle that we won against the Brits? It was the Battle of Maine, but can't really call it after Maine. Okay, let's call it the Yorktown. I think Yorktown is fine. Let's save the design. It's gonna take 4 months to be finished, but that's alright. What have we got over here? War, yes. And immediate action against Germany. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. And we're gonna start a war against Germany here. So yeah, I think it's the second war against Germany actually. So yeah, let's look at the forces disposition. I think that very much most of the German forces are going to be here in Northern Europe. Surprisingly, quite a couple of them seem to be... A battle cruiser seems to be on the west coast as well. No other German forces that I can see though. Well, some are over here. Okay, let's look at the almanac. The Germans, what do they have? They have 1 battleship, an extremely big battleship, the Weissenburg, 9 16-inch guns. Impressive. They do have 2 battle cruisers of the Brandenburg class, the Brandenburg and the Moltke. Somewhat similar to ours, I would say. And they do have 2 carriers of 53 aircraft. And 2 light carriers. Also an AV, so a tender basically. And they're still going for a lot of these heavy cruisers. Right, but what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our ships basically. And we are going to enter the North Sea in force. So we're going to take all of these ships. I think with all of these Raleigh class light cruisers, they are pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. Tunis, you guys are all doing foreign station work, so that's okay. And then with all of these Flosser class destroyers, would like to hold shift, but I can't. Right, the Barry classes, we're going to leave them on the east coast because they are in a cramped accommodation state already. So we're going to move all of these ships towards Northern Europe to block off the Germans. So that's fine, and then we've got to set up trade protection. So you guys, all of these corvettes, you are going to go for trade protection. Thank you. Same here with these guys with the Barry classes on the east coast. Go to trade protection, that should be fine. Got a couple of guys in Southeast Asia, that's alright. We've got the Stavanger class, the Tunis class, so that's a colonial ship. You should also go to foreign station. That's fine, and then we've got the Colon classes. You guys should also go to foreign station. That's alright, good. Couple of light cruisers on the west coast. And they might stumble into their battle cruise over here. But you know what, that might be fine. If we can torpedo them, then I'm going to be happy. What are the aircrafts that we do have on the east coast? Oh, sorry, on the west coast. So that's San Francisco. Just a couple of flying boats. How good are our flying boats? I think not very good. Yeah, they have poor reliability. They are a little bit older, but they are carrying decent payload actually. 2,000 pound bomb and could carry torpedoes as well. That's pretty decent. Their range also isn't too bad. They're actually comparable to our medium bombers. Our current medium bombers. Our future medium bombers will be a lot better. Alright, good. Yeah, so sending everyone over there, that should be okay. Our air group in Stavanger, which is very close to the, sort of, it's over there. Yeah, you are good. You know, they have a lot of veteran experience guys. Flying boats, torpedo bombers, medium bombers, torpedo bombers, everything sort of, so that's nice to see. Lighter than air, okay. So, no, we're not interested in Zeppelins anymore. New German bomber is ready for service. Sinking an enemy submarine, that's lovely. Small engagement against Germany. We are, of course, going to accept. And we are going to ask our land-based air to suppress enemy airfields. Because we have made very, very bad experience against enemy air fleets over there. Okay, so we've got the Lubang. You asked to support the battlecruiser, that's fine. You are yourself supported by a couple of destroyers which are screening, and two light cruisers which are also screening. Okay, that's alright. So you'll be on your own. Then down here we have a couple of destroyers, a light cruiser, and two battleships. The California and the Connecticut. Well, you know what? I think these destroyers here, that's a lot of destroyers. You should actually, my dears, support, let's say, screen this battleship division. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we've got these light cruisers. You're scouting. I think it's fine if you're AI controlled. Right, let's also check this because I want maximum combat air patrol. There we go. Next turn. So you guys are all doing your thing. That's okay. This is our vision range. This is our gun range. Why is that? Overcast skies. It's early morning, so it shouldn't be too bad. Lots of aircrafts are taking off, so you can see the carrier has launched a lot of Dauntlesses here to carry out recon. I think we should see some getting off from Stavanger. Yeah, at least these two dots over there. So let's see what they are going to do. Small engagement. We can't change anything about the speed over here. I very much suspect that we are soon going to stumble into some ships. No reports though yet, even though our aircrafts are launching. Nothing so far. Let's see. Can see these guys radiating out. Let's go a little bit towards the northwest over northeast over here. Don't want to be too close to their air bases. Okay, here is a report. Okay, let's try to get over there at max speed. Gonna see if we can engage there without engaging too heavily their air forces. Some combat air patrol over there, 15 aircrafts. None over here. I would like my guys to be supported. I think we have to invest a lot more into AA. Probably our destroyers really should. We should really start to equip them with a lot of AA guns. Right. Here's an unidentified ship. Let's see what's going to happen. We are sailing at max speed. They are trying to run away. The Renton seems to fire on it. It's a destroyer. It apparently is a destroyer. Doesn't have to be true. But potentially it is. Yeah, there was a hit, so that's nice. It's still running very fast, so probably we'll not be able to engage it. Oh no, there was another hit. We really have to hit its engine so that it's slowing down so we can finish it off. Alright. Come on. Connecticut has lost sight of target. We are very, very close to the enemy base. Just want to finish it off and then try to run away. Are we engaging it with our main caliber guns? That seems wasteful. Well, but it's only going to be the high explosive shells. Come on. Sink it. Very, very afraid of coming under air attack soon. I mean, it's basically what's been happening in the First German War. And that was such a disaster for us. Come on. Interesting to see that we still have the air cobras. There was just a log report of their air cobras, I guess. I think that's a typo, right? Has to be. Okay, so we have positively confirmed it's a V6 class. And it has slowed down considerably, so that to me means that it has suffered quite a bit of damage already. It says light damage, I don't quite believe that. Let's start to run a little bit northwards, away from enemy aircraft, and also exposing more of our secondary guns. Yeah, well, at least one secondary gun is firing on that. Heavy damage. 16-inch hit. 2 8-inch hits. 3-inch, 8-inch, 3-inch, all hitting. Another 8-inch gun. Yeah, I think these guys should be toast. Sinking, yeah, very much sinking. Good, okay, let's try to run away, because I'm afraid they'll be sending in aircraft. The Renton is still doing its thing down here. Can I actually ask you to not do that? You're scouting. Well, I suppose that's your role, right? Change course again so that they don't intercept us that well. I knew it! I just knew it! God damn it! Wait a minute. So what have we got down here? 19 Junkers. What are you? Dive bombers. 19 dive bombers. Oh my. Okay, let's try to run over here. Let's go to max speed. Yeah, there we go. We have no combat air patrol. Well, we've got one sentinel. Well, thank you very much. I thought your job here was to support this guy. So these are floatplane scouts. What have we got over here? Dive bombers, torpedo bombers. There's no point readying these. Yeah, well, all of these fighters are doing... Oh my. Oh, you're attacking the Renton. Interesting. 1 aircraft damage, no bomb hits, apparently. Good stuff. So you're avoiding their hits. That's nice. It's also kind of nice that you're not engaging our battleships. Yeah, but more are taking off from the carriers over there, so that's good. Okay, let's stop here and let's send these guys due north. Well, maybe this way. Just so that we are getting away from their fire. Right, and these guys will definitely be sinking. I don't think they'll survive this. It's a destroyer. So very fast, because I appreciate that we're way over time here. Just look at all of these air groups doing the thing over here. And let's slow down a little bit because I think our carriers can't catch up. Oh, we are attacking Emden, it appears, with what? With 20 PBs? What's a PB? Interesting, at least. So no aircrafts are hit, but one light bomb hit. Well, I guess that's nice. Oh, there's another bomb hit. And one of our aircrafts is destroyed. Well, that's lovely. It's nice to see them trying to suppress their air stations. There is the strike. Yeah, lots of aircrafts over here. Why is one of our guys lagging? Rochester. Curious. Change course a little bit. I think we can go to Ultra, because again, I know it's way past time. I'm actually aiming for 20-minute episodes and we are now at 35. There's another strike coming in, actually. It's going for what? Wilhelmshaven? Yeah. Let's see how well it does. So. Dolphin bees. What's a dolphin? Medium bombers. Okay. You guys might be doing a little bit better. One light AA. Yeah, no bomb hits though. Absolutely no bomb hits. Well, you're not really great at suppressing, I have to say. Okay, come on. Let's just end the episode here. Scenario is over. The Germans only had, pretty much they only had this. Well, they did have light troop but I would not have liked to operate over there. A marginal victory is good enough for us because more or less we will be blocking them in, and that's nice to see because, yeah, again, 140 victory points for us simply by blocking off the Germans. None of our guys are obsolete or indeed anything else. Oh, lots of Germans in the Caribbean, actually. Not so many Germans over here. Actually, just look at that. They have sent a lot of their forces to the Caribbean or towards West Africa. 7 heavy cruisers. Yeah, they are sending their guys out on commercial, on commerce raiding. So we might have to take our battle cruisers and move them, pull them off as well. Why do we only have one battle cruiser over here? Oh, one is still being refitted, right? Yeah, the Independence, but it's going to come online next turn. So yeah, that's okay. Okay. Well, that being said, thank you very much for watching, guys. I see you again next time. Bye bye.